So by now you've seen some variation of a video in which a woman is being asked if she was alone in the woods, would she rather be with a man or a bear? And almost every fucking time the woman says the bear. Fathers are being asked, if your daughter was alone in the woods, would you rather her be alone in the woods with a man or a bear? And fathers are saying the bear. As a husband to a woman, a father to 3 women, and a grandfather to 2 more, I'm telling you, I would rather have the bear than the man. And this person comes in here and says, soon we will hear women saying they feel safer with trans. Let's see. Popcorn ready. Yeah, I don't know why they wouldn't be. So you're clearly not understanding what women are saying when it comes to this subject. I think, and it's just a thought, I think I understand, and I'm going to try and voice that here in just a second. But let's touch on the trans part. You folks that have a problem with trans people, especially when it comes to bathrooms, you never seem to grasp the fact that what your issue is not with a trans person, it's with a straight man. Because what you keep saying is, if we allow trans people to go in the bathrooms that they identify with, then sooner or later a man is going to put on a dress and go attack women. Right, not a trans person, the man. The man in the man and bear scenario. You guys yourself say how much you don't want your daughter around men. Not trans people, men. Because what's your fear? It's not a trans person. It's that a man is going to dress up in a dress and pretend to be a trans person to gain access to a bathroom and assault your children. You yourself are saying you don't want your daughters around men. And you can't see it. Now, as far as what my thought is, what my understanding of what women are saying in this argument, I believe it to be this. And women out there, please correct me if I'm wrong. Women are not saying that they don't believe that the bear is going to kill them or that they could physically overpower a bear and not a man. That is not what they're saying, okay? What they're saying is, if I know I'm going to get attacked in the woods, if I know that that is a high likelihood, and the 2 possibilities are be attacked by a human man or be attacked by a bear. At least with the bear, my life is over. I get attacked, I get eaten, it's over with. With the man, I have a lifetime of fucking trauma to deal with after what he does to me. That is what I believe they're trying to get across to all of us men. Is that it is worse to be attacked by a man and survive and have to live with that kind of trauma for God knows how many fucking decades, fucking them up in the head for God knows how many different ways, in God knows how many different ways, for God knows how fucking long, instead of just having it be over with by the bear. In other words, I would rather have a quick, boom, done, I've been eaten death with the bear, rather than being tortured and have a life of trauma from the man. And if what I believe is true, and that is what they're trying to convey to us, that's the message. If that is actually accurate, then God damn it, man, we need to wake the fuck up and realize what our segment of the species has done. And you know, it's not just in the form of SA. It's not just in the form of grape, as they say on here, in order to not get kicked off. It's in every facet of life. Prime example, my wife and I have the same general practitioner, the same guy, the same general doctor. We use him to basically gain access to all of the various specialists that we need, right? She goes in and says she has X, Y, and Z, and he goes, you should be happier, you should work harder, you should lose some weight, you should do this, you should do that. I go in and say, I got the exact same stuff. Here's the medication that you need. Our cardiologist, as an example. We both have gone through an extraordinarily dark period. My wife went in there for a follow-up visit. She was going through a very rough period. She broke down in his office. She was very vulnerable. He told her how she basically needed to buck up. I went in there for a follow-up. I was in a very dark place that particular morning, and I was rough. And I expressed to him how dark of a place I was. He offered me every medication under the sun. You need some antidepressants, you need some this, you need some that. Women aren't even heard in the fucking medical community by men most of the time. They're not heard in the workplace. They're not heard in politics as much as or as equal to men. And in society as a whole, women's number one predator is men. That's it. That is, they're not looking over their shoulder for another woman. They're not looking over their shoulder for a bear. They're not looking over their shoulder for a jaguar. They're looking over their shoulder for fucking men. Because of what we have done to them for generations. That trauma is ingrained. And we own that. And guys like you can't see it. Which tells me guys like you are part of the fucking problem. Stop being part of the fucking problem.